Hi there, Julie Cross here. Welcome. I wanted to share some insights today on service because I do believe that perhaps a lot of people don't know I speak about service, and it's one of my topics that I'm actually very passionate about and getting asked more and more to present on, and I think it's very topical at the moment because we've got to understand about service and how we teach our young people to serve our customers. And I think that we've really got to think about how we think about service and perhaps treat it with the same respect that we treat the quality of our products that we sell. Because when you think about service as a product, so if perhaps the product you are selling is a meal, and if that meal got burnt out in the kitchen, well, you would never present it to a customer. If you were selling products that was a face cream that came packaged to you from a company, if that product arrived at your door and it got broken in transit or the label was blurry, you wouldn't put it on your shelf, you would send it back and get it replaced. Well, we actually have to treat the service that our team members present to our customers with that same respect. So let's look at service as a product, because the service is produced at the instant of delivery. You cannot create it in advance. So with the product, you can create it in advance. So a little tube of face cream gets created at a factory. That factory has a quality control system. If they look at that tube and the label's blurry, chances are it wouldn't even get to you. Their quality control would say, let's send it back and fix it. Let's fix the product before it gets to our customer, you. So there's a quality control on that. But how do we do that with service? How do we do that? Because it's produced at the instant of delivery. So if I'm in a workplace, I'm a bit stressed because I've had a stressful morning and a few customers have been a bit stressy with me, and I'm feeling a bit under the whip here, I'm a bit busy. Someone comes into the front counter, I turn around and go, yes. It's produced at the instant of delivery. That customer now has a feeling about my business. I cannot recall it, repair it, or replace it, like we can do with a meal that comes out of a kitchen, or we can do with a tub of cream or a tub of gel or a hairdressing product. We can't do that. It's done. So as I go, yes, that customer now has a feeling about that. I can't say to that customer, that feeling I just gave you, can I recall it, please? Give it back to me. Come on, give that feeling back. I know you're disappointed. I can't repair it and I can't replace it. The customer's left with that feeling. Apology becomes the only solution. And that is a lasting impact, and the value of that service is internal. It's a feeling, and feelings are powerful. And it's those feelings that we go and share with everybody else, that we go and share, we get on TripAdvisor and write comments on. The feeling that your business left me with, that's customer service. And that's why it is so difficult to manage, and that is why we constantly need to be training our staff and making them aware of how powerful they are in that given moment, of how very powerful they are in that given moment. I went into a coffee shop just last week, and I went to go and get, my mum was on a walk. I thought I'll go and get my mum and my stepdad a coffee and take it up to them. So mum said, well, go to the little coffee shop just down here. I walked in, and there was, she had her back to me. She had 5 cups in front of her. So, she was obviously making a lot of coffees. She had her back to me. She heard me walk in, and I kind of got a slight, yes. At the instant of delivery, I've now got the feeling that she didn't want me there. And then she sort of said, yeah, well, what do you need? What do you want? And I said, I'd like to get 3 takeaway coffees, please. And it's feeling like, I'm going to know what I'm going to hear. And she says, well, I'm really busy at the moment. I'm on my own, so they're going to be 15 minutes. You might as well have just said, could you piss off, please, and go and buy your coffee somewhere else? Because that's kind of what she was saying. It's produced at the instant of delivery. It's done. I'm now left with a feeling about you and your business, and of course I went and got my coffee somewhere else. Now, what if she just checked herself in that second? What if she just checked herself just beforehand and she knew how powerful she was because she was inspired to know the bigger vision of what she did? And she just stopped herself and just adjust myself. This is really important here right now, and turned around and said, hi, welcome, nice to see you. Well, you can see that I'm really busy at the moment because we do make the best coffees around, but I'd love to look look after you. It's going to be about 15 minutes. Did you need to go to Woolies and do a little bit of shopping? And I'll have those ready for you. Do you see the difference of the feeling that I get about suddenly you and your business? So this is why it's important that we're constantly empowering our team members to understand how powerful they are in that instant of delivery. So let's never underestimate the power of that and how important great service is. And I can help you with that. So if I can ever do that, please let me know. Thank you.